Okay, let's make an assembly for the roll cage of the SAE Baja vehicle. We can download these parts and import them into Autodesk Inventor. So I'll go ahead and do a lot of that's described in that D2L assignment. We click New and then English and then the assembly.iam file, create. Then we'll start placing our components. And what the instructions say is to start with the bottom plane, and you'll see it looks like that right there. It's the bottom of the roll cage. And it says to right click here and put this as the um, grounded part at the origin. So place grounded at origin right there. And then it's going to try to make another copy, but you just hit escape. Let's place the next one, which is the next item down, and that's the middle. And you can see it looks like this. We're going to place it over here somewhere. Hit escape so we don't make a multiple copy. Going to orbit around and see how the alignment is. You can see that the square at the bottom and that square need to be lined up. So we're going to use two constraints for that. One of them is along this axis and that one. You heard the click there. If you go ahead and click OK, you can actually see that it's really, and it only needs two more constraints. Um, One, I have to kind of rotate it around, and I'll show you the other one in just a moment. So if I do another constraint and put this one in line with this one right here, I tried to color code them for you, as you can see. We're still not fully constrained here. This should not be moving like that. And so there's probably, you know what? I guess you can align this one with this one, but let me show you another thing that we're going to need to do eventually anyway. We need to get the feature tree up here. Where did that go? Model browser. There it is. All right. So the kind of constraint we want to do next is select the plane of the bottom by going to selecting the bottom and then selecting, let's say, the YZ axis, and you can see it's right down there. Got to take a look at it. It's kind of thin down there on the bottom, not very high. And then we're going to mate that with the same plane that hopefully goes through the middle of let's see, are we on the top part now? The middle part, good. And so we'll see if we can align that one. And you see it didn't immediately go there. So let's try the opposite way over here. And so sometimes it needs to have it aligned on the same side. And now we have it fully constrained. And so you can't really move one with respect to the other. So let's click on the home position, pull in the next part. Going to place the firewall against the back side. And the instructions say to this time, hit escape right there, use a joint. So instead of constraint, we're going to go to joint, and we're going to use a rotational joint, just so you get familiar with those. And so here is this one. Oh, let's see. Oh yeah, you can't do that with the grounded part first. So you actually have to click on the other one first and then the grounded part. And you can see that it's basically acting like a joint there. If I click OK, I think it's still going to slide side to side, isn't it? Nope, I think it made it fully locked in there, middle to middle. And so that's kind of a good thing. The next thing we're going to do is figure out where this one needs to go. And the way we're going to do it is by placing another part, the top, in place here. Now you got to see, hopefully, let's go to this home button right there, um, that this needs to be rotated probably around the y-axis, probably two more times. Now you can see that this green is going to need to line up with this one, and the red needs to line up with that one back there. So we will do one constraint that has this axis aligned with that one. Another one where, oh, you have to hit apply. This one aligns with this one, and you see that rotated into view just perfectly for us. If we click OK, you see that we're really not done quite yet, because this one can slide back and forth that way. So you know what we did, right? We went to constrain, and we're going to look for the two planes of those last two objects. Or at least maybe, let's see, the firewall, we can use that one as one possible. You can see the firewall plane right through the midpoint. We need to find the same thing for the roll cage here at the bottom, the top of the roll cage. Is this the right one? You can see that's not it. So not always are these aligned. I gave you one example where they were rotated with respect to each other, but by doing it that way, you can see we got it so the part doesn't move in there. Let's see if there's any other parts we want to put in there. Yeah, there's some aeons and things like that, but let's keep it just simple for this one. For this assembly, let's click on the home button up here. And then what we'll do is go down here to prove that you did um, the assembly. Excuse me. We want to go snip, SNIP, select that right there. So you do want to save this one as an assembly file. So we'll go Files, Save As, and we'll put this one in the Baja directory as roll cage. And it's not completely done because the engine compartment is not back there, but we can demonstrate that we've gone this far with it so far. And this is as far as we want to go for this particular assignment, by the way. We're not going to make a movie. We're going to do a screenshot. So just new, and then select this right here. And then once that pops up, you can just say right click and then save as, and you can put that on your desktop as roll cage. All right, so there we've not only made an assembly file, but we've also um, taken a picture of it. Now, why would that be necessary? Well, when you upload this to D2L, it's going to be looking for all of those other part files. It's going to be looking for the bottom, the middle, the top, and the firewall. And if those are not there, then I won't be able to see anything. And sometimes they don't come in linked either. So I do want you to upload the assembly file, the .iam file. But more importantly, I want you to do that screenshot for me to demonstrate that you're able to get the assembly in line just like that. All right, that's all for this one. I'll see you in the next video.